All right, class. This is 13C, I believe. Opportunity and reform. The Industrial Revolution is seen as a time of huge progress in American history. There were new inventions, and goods were being made and transported at a record pace. There were more opportunities for people to earn money and move up in society. Unfortunately, this change also had some unwanted side effects. Many people's lives became worse in this new society. Most factories paid very low wages, and workers were housed close together in deplorable conditions. Women and African Americans often experienced discrimination. Many Americans spoke out and wanted to help those in need. This time was called the Second Great Awakening. The Great Awakening was a time of both religious changes and social reforms. Let's look at some of the reformers who tried to make society better and give everyone better opportunities. The most famous reformer of this time was Charles Finney. Charles Finney was a Presbyterian minister. He had some religious ideas that seemed radical at the time. He held revivals where he traveled around and held big spiritual church services trying to save souls. He also encouraged women to speak at prayer meetings, which was unusual for the time. Most importantly, he stressed that men and women should work for social reform to make life better for all. Charles Finney was president of Oberlin College. It was the first college in the United States to admit women and African Americans. Later, Oberlin College became a stop on the Underground Railroad, helping enslaved African Americans get to freedom in the North. Although women were expected to stay in the women's sphere, many women spoke up to try to change society. Lucretia Mott was a woman who spoke up to try to end slavery. She lived in Boston and Philadelphia. Many people in society did not think a woman should speak in public. They did not like it when she spoke in front of crowds and gave her opinion. Lucretia persisted and spent her life working not only to end slavery, but also to champion for women's rights. She fought to give women and African Americans better opportunities for freedom, education, and the right to vote. Dorothea Dix was a writer who had advocated for a different group in need. She wanted to help the mentally ill. At that time, people with mental illnesses were sent to prison. There they were treated very poorly. It was common for those prisoners to be beaten, chained, and starved. Dorothea Dix studied this problem both in England and the United States. She wrote a report and took her findings to the Massachusetts legislature. She asked them to make hospitals for those with mental illnesses instead of putting them in prisons. They agreed and gave more money and funding to the hospitals. Dorothea Dix continued her work for many years to help expand mental hospitals in the United States and in Great Britain. Thank you.